Stefan, and you're listening to and watching Hardcore Sounds. Yeah.
Thank you, Paige. It's a pleasure to meet you finally.
Oh, yeah, right.
As with many people who are a little bit older generation, can't help but basically be influenced by everything for this many years, and I think a bit of congratulations is in order because it's kind of like your 20th birthday.
2009, yeah, I know.
Yes,
It's
indeed.
awesome, right?
So would you consider this European tour that's starting tonight here at Helsinki, Finland, that it's kind of like maybe a commemoration kind of event that you wanted to?
No, yeah, I mean, you know, I've always shied away from too much pomp and circumstance, you know, and when the band broke up, there was no announcement. I just kind of let it drift in, but it is cool. We're going to put a record out this year, and if we ever get the right people to do a DVD, we want to do a DVD because we have all this live footage and stuff.
But you want to get it done right, obviously.
Yeah, like basically there'll be a Helmet album this year, I promise, and there's a guitar instructional DVD that I shot for How to Enter. That's all done. So it's got 4 live Helmet songs on there, and me talking about how I kind of arrived at some of the things. Yeah. I think, like, you know, going back and analyzing stuff after the fact. Yes, it's cool. I mean, this is the first show, and then we're gonna go home, and I have to get the album, you know, kind of pulled together, and we'll probably record in April. That's the goal, and then
because I think you did actually say, you know, of course, reading something, it's never necessarily true, but paraphrasing that you did say not that long ago that you were coming up to your 50th birthday. I don't want to remind you, but
year and a half.
Of course, you know.
Yeah,
but you did say that you wanted to put out at least another 2 albums after Monochrome.
Yeah.
And obviously that's already happening. Like
well, yeah, the one, we'll do one for sure, you know, maybe. I'd like to do 2 more, I think, you know, so we'll see. But if it's, I've also kind of backtracked a little, said if it continues to be fun and I enjoy myself and I feel like I can get up and physically up for it.
Yeah, because then you can translate that, because if you're not enjoying it, well, people can tell.
I can't do it. You know, I'll take a month off and I'll be like, should I not do it anymore? And then I'll go jam with the guys, and it's so much fun, and they're having fun, and so as long as that's the case, we'll keep doing it. And I said that with the original lineup. I said if we're not having fun, if we're not doing it for the right reasons anymore, we'll stop. And I still feel the same way, you know. But it's still a lot of fun, and from a personal standpoint, from musical personal standpoint, you know, guitar playing and singing have progressed considerably, you know, since I was reformed the band, in 2003.
Now that you've got a different lineup each time, it's always going to give a different energy.
Shoots a little bit of
kind of, you're going to highlight or downplay certain things depending on who you're playing with.
Exactly, and any musician should be continually working and progressing, and
because a group is a group. It doesn't matter. Obviously, you've got a large part to play, being the founder and whatever else, but still, it is a group. So
it's important.
Actually, that's leads to a question I have. Like even though the lineup has changed numerous times, and of course that puts many different variables, and how do you keep it together and whatever else. But do you think there's a concept in your mind that has sort of remained consistent through, obviously your input that's there, but do you think that there's like an ethic or something that you could sort of describe this as how?
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to necessarily put a finger on, but any musician, I think any musician's goal should be to develop their own sound and their own vocabulary, and obviously. It's easy for me.
Unmistakable now. Well, I know when I'm listening to it.
And as a singer, you do that. And I'm not a singer in the sense that one of these we were talking about
traditional
people are that where I'm going to sing Stevie Wonder songs. So my voice appeals to people on a certain emotional level, and that's it's identifiable. And same goes for my guitar playing. I have a certain amount of technical ability, but at the same time, I try to.
I'm not like virtuoso level. It's not like auto-eroticism. It's not like you're not doing it for the sake of it. You're doing it for the song. Or
it's more I try to express myself through musical means rather than through stylistic means. That's always been my approach.
So how do you think your style progressed? Because obviously you've had a more diverse background than a lot of rock musicians have. Usually that's a good thing in some ways, but it limits what they can do. But sometimes like personally, like I prefer a bit of diversity. How do you think that whatever you would call style of Helmet, the unique characteristic, the style, the sound, how do you think that came about?
Harmonic and rhythmic, things are the main things. Well, if you 99 out of 100, I should say, not 9 out of 10 or 99.8 out of 100 rock bands are, for me personally, at the age of 48, harmonically and rhythmically really uninteresting at this point. And you can go back, you can go to a band like AC/DC, and they're still more rhythmically interesting. The subtleties in what they're doing, flipping the beat around, Highway to Hell, verse 2, the way Phil comes in and accents the riff, and it drops one out, it pulls the rug out from under it. Simple but genius. That to me is like, Helmet was never about showing off of being a musician, and it's like every musician that's auditioned for this band over the last 10 years now said, God, I grew up with this music and I didn't know it was so difficult. And it's like you listen to a song like I Know, and it's in a 6/4 groove, but then there's going into the chorus, I add a beat, but it has to still be within the context of conversation. You can add, you can extend a line conversation, and you can extend a musical line as well. It has to feel conversational. It has to sound simple. And to me, that's something that, the arrangement, certainly if you go to Strap It On, from Strap It On through Monochrome, and you compare a song like from Rude to a song like Swallowing Everything, and the Rude arrangement is extremely simple, and it's very animal, and it's like this is going to be like slam drum. Starts out with a drum beat, just straight ahead, in your face, and unapologetic, and that's what AC/DC does for me. It's unapologetic, and there's no trying to show off. But so many musicians, they think that the notes are the point. That's not the fucking point, And it's creating a mood, a musical environment, something from which you can express something, and it's like that's why it never gets dull for me, because it's not about this, and I'm not interested in that. I don't type particularly fast, and I don't give a shit.
Because you're thinking, or in the moment as you go, you're not. It's not mechanical.
I write music from the thematics perspective. That means I hear something before I write it. I don't sit around and jam a lot. It's like there are songs that I go, God, this is cool. I have to work it out. How do I get it? And I have that craftsmanship that all musicians have, and you work through it. But ultimately, when you hear something and then you sit down and you pick up the instrument, that's where something comes from. And also having the knowledge. I think by being diverse and listening to a lot of kinds of music, you absorb through osmosis like musical development. Whether it's
it happens.
You have to, but you listen actively, not like it's on the background while you're talking to your girlfriend with the TV on and you're cooking. Listen actively also. Put your headphones on and just listen to that music. If you listen to Beethoven's Fifth Symphony like once a week for your entire life, you're gonna fucking get something from it. You are gonna get something from it. I guarantee it. And that to me is the best heavy metal riff ever of all time. And that's what musical development. Ba 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 ba. Da, 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 da. Could it be any clearer? Da, 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 da. It's like expanding harmonically and rhythmically upon a motif, a riff. That's what we do. It's a riff. Release. It's simple. But it lets you. I heard the riff. I didn't sit and go.
Just the groove its own chord kind of thing.
Absolutely. And it's like that's what music is to me.
For me, Helmet's always been a band that I've come back to no matter what's happening. And it does do exactly what you said. It gets to a core. It represents something in its essential element. And basically, I have to applaud you and thank you for coming to Finland, because, like you already said, that the last time you were here was something maybe like 1997.
Sounds about right. Yeah, the province rock.
So
blast.
So it's quite an honour that you started your European tour, 2009 on your 20th anniversary of your own. So thank you very much. You're being influenced